joined by Blessing and Peter of Algaenic. Hi, Blessing. Hi, Peter. I think
Hi,
let's start
Sam.
off. Super quick description of what Algaenic is doing with harmful algae blooms.
Yeah, do you want to go, Blessing, or shall I take this?
Yeah, you can take it. It's fine.
Right. So yeah, Algenic, we're looking to use low energy autonomous systems to tackle harmful algal blooms. So by tackling, we mean we'd like to sort of harvest that material and through processes of bioremediation, convert that into the materials of the future. So biofuels, bioplastics, and biofertilizers. So yeah, do you want to take that from there, Blessing?
Yeah, so like Pete said, we're developing a low energy harvesting system for harmful algal blooms. So harmful algal blooms are quite difficult to harvest from water. And one of the big issues is that many of the technology that has been developed are quite over processed in a way that they have a lot of energy. And so that makes it quite expensive and difficult to harvest. But we're addressing that entry point by developing a low energy requirement, low energy technology to harvest blooms.
What makes your founding team, so uniquely qualified to tackle this problem with this technology?
Okay, so we built Algenic around three things that would usually not sit in the same founding team, like you've noticed. So deep biological science, and that's what I bring into the team, autonomous robotics, and a really strong commercial vision. So I bring the science side of things, bioremediation, with my PhD in environmental microbiology, and that way I can develop the downstream technology. Then Pete, our CTO, brings artificial intelligence, robotics, and his years of experience developing autonomous vessels. And the third co-founder brings the commercial and vision edge for the team. And these three distinct skills that we bring in has the potential to solve harmful algal bloom because it's a biological problem, it's an automation problem, and it's also a market and economic problem.
What is So, as you've said, other people have tried to solve this, but it's actually very hard to harvest the algae. What is the technological breakthrough, especially with the robotics side of things, which is going to enable you to be able to do it at the energy intensity level that you were trying to lower it to?
So yeah, I mean, I'll take this one. So there's a lot of research gone on around like growing algae for in photobioreactors for biofuels and bioplastics, but it's the energy expended to do that stage of it, which is prohibitive on a price point and also supply basis as well. But nature does a lot of this for you for free, and it's actually a problem in the environment. So with some of the systems we've got novel systems that we're developing at the moment. We don't want to go into it too much at the moment because there's potentially patents involved in some of it, but it's a significant factor of like 50% less energy expenditure that we're looking at to harvest this material as opposed to a photobioreactor or open pool based system. And yeah, just our whole route to market, really, we're looking at very early beachhead areas with water companies, fisheries, inland reservoirs, where we can target these blooms and develop our technologies in a lot cheaper and lower cost and simpler route to market. And then we can then target the offshore blooms where there's vast quantities there. And we've also de-risked that sort of development path.
So, you're in early conversations. What are the significant milestones since Carbon 13 that you've managed to achieve?
Well, carbon 13 is where, and I'll take this, carbon 13 is where things really started to happen. It was in carbon 13, we became an entity. So we teamed up in carbon 13. We built our carbon case in carbon 13. We won the Innovate UK Growth Catalyst Fund. I have won the Women Innovation Award in carbon 13. But if you ask me what's the most significant milestone, it's just the sheer interest of water companies. We currently have a lot of interest from water companies and we'll be collaborating with one water company to harvest blooms starting next month. in August. So that's an important milestone for us. And by the end of the year, we'll be able to share those results with everyone.
Oh, that's amazing. I can't wait to see the before and after. Okay, so that's the start. What does success look like at scale for the venture?
I mean, the opportunities are huge. I mean, potentially, it sounds crazy, but you can disrupt huge material chains. So initially, we're looking at sustainable aviation fuels. So we've partnered with some other organisations that's got some very novel technology to take the biofeedstocks that we have and produce sustainable aviation fuel. And it's a big problem because they've got the markets for it, but they can't get the feedstocks and they can't get reliability of feedstocks as well. If you go to a land-based system to produce those feedstocks, you're then competing with that land usage for other applications such as agriculture, housing, solar panels. Whereas if we're looking at an offshore environment, we're not really competing with any other use of that area of the planet. And yeah, it seems the most reliable and abundant feedstock for some of these industries.
When you do talk to investors, what's the one message that you want them to take away?
I think it's like repeating that really. It's the scale of the opportunity. If we can get the harvesting system to the efficiency levels that we're aiming at, there's the opportunity there to disrupt huge supply chains, and also it's supply chain resilience as well. Some of these blooms happen in off the coast of Africa, South America. They're global problems, and some of these countries can use that material locally. It can be processed locally to produce the materials that they need, and they're sustainable biomaterials.
Give me an idea of the size of this opportunity.
From our market analysis, we have on our slide deck, it's $1 trillion opportunity because there are various markets. Every single thing that oil can be produced from harmful algal blooms. So the biomass from the harmful algal blooms can actually replace oil and replace crude oil. So thinking about the size of all these markets, biofuel, bioplastics, and even parts of the cosmetic industry, many of these can feed into the feedstock while at the same time creating, reducing the amount of carbon. So from that, solving the problem of harmful algal blooms while also saving, the cost of fuel and oil. So the only thing missing in this gap is just that technology for the conversion, the technology to harvest and process. As soon as that is solved, this is a recurring problem that is quite abundant all over the world.
Thank you very much, Peter and Blessing, for chatting to us today. You can find more information on Algaenic on Carbon 13's website or search Algaenic.